those belts tight. You're watching the Bolt Grand National Series.
Ready, green, green, green.
Only on Legends Racing Network.
Hello everyone, we're here tonight at Talladega for race number 17 of the Bolt Racing League, and it's the penultimate race of the chase as we're winding up the season right now. Pacey Wygent, Nick Kapiak, the two championship hopefuls. Maybe Bobby Bowers has a chance at the championship here in third place, 15 points behind, but warm-up underway here at Talladega, qualifying already complete. Could be 60 laps here at Talladega, and could be a fun one here tonight. As drivers wrapping up the warm up here. There's the checker flag as we take a quick look at your starting grid here in a moment. Nine drivers in the session here. As here's your starting grid for tonight's race. Pacey Wygent, your championship leader in first place. Bobby Bowers stays outside. Kenneth Chaney in third. Donnie Kite in fourth. Tristan Bayer in fifth. Rodney Ayers sixth. Jacob Wilson seventh. Jimmy Minch eighth. Greg Hiller in ninth place. One thing to note, Nick Kapiak is not in tonight's race. So his championship hopes are basically over. It's going to be between Pacey Wygent and Bobby Bowers for the championship. Here and they're going to be starting 1-2 as they go rolling off right now. As a stage here tonight, the stage lap for tonight's race be on lap 25 here on the starting lap 25, so didn't have fuel pit stop before then with 75% fuel. They have 2 extra tire sets, which really don't really matter too much at Talladega, but let's take a quick look at your weather for tonight's race. It's a nice 77 degrees here. 87-degree track temp, partly cloudy, some winds from the southeast, but shouldn't really affect too much of the racing we see. Pacey Wygent's got first at Daytona earlier this season and second, so 1-2 on the Super Speedways for Pacey Wygent, so he's a really strong Super Speedway racer. But can you hold off the rest of the field here tonight? I mean, he's shown his dominance at Super Speedways, leading most of the laps at Daytona and at both of the Daytona races, so he has some serious speed here. He's got these Gen 6 figured out on these Super Speedways. But here they come to the green this time by. AC Wygen gonna lead us to the green flag this time. And we are underway here at Talladega. As AC Wygen falling back a little bit, Bobby Blau is going to take the race lead. Clear by quite a bit as Donnie Kite and Rodney Ayers looking up on the outside lane with Jimmy Minch, and I think that's Jacob Wilson right there in the outside lane. AC Wygen falling quite a bit back as Bobby Blau has a pretty big lead. 2-3 car lengths as here comes Donnie Kite to close that gap. And Blauer's going to lead lap number 1. He needs as many bonus points as he can, and to lead the most laps in Bolt Racing League does get you an extra bonus point here. So, and saying the fastest lap also gets you extra bonus points. So as many bonus points as he can get would be very beneficial for Bobby Blowers. Right now, Jimmy Minch now up front. Blowers falls back. AC Wygen all the way back down there in 8th place. You have one fast for tonight's race, so they can get involved in the wreck and still be okay, but don't want to get involved in the wreck too early in this one. Looks like it's a 3-car tandem out front so far. Jimmy Minch leading lap number 2. Single file out for the most part here, and on the back straightaway. As Minch leads Jacob Wilson second, Tristan Bayer in third. None of those drivers are actually only Jimmy Minch is in the chase of those 3 drivers. I think these guys are kind of settling in, staying single file. Guys save some fuel maybe, and also just don't want to get involved in any wrecks early on, like I mentioned. As with these Gen 6 cars, we kind of see a 2-car tandem work pretty well at the 2 Daytona races. We saw AC Wygen and Rodney Ayers work very well at the other Super Speedway races this season. So those drivers finished 1-2 in both of those races, but they kind of just flip-flop positions on the rooms. AC Wygen won the first one, and Rodney Ayers won regular season finale. So those two have been really dominant here at the Super Speedway, so those are going to be definitely the 2 to watch out for. Right now, still just single file, 5 laps into it. Driver's just taking it really easy so far. Here comes Wilson to the top side. He's going to try to take the race lead from Jimmy Minch. As Minch will not fight too hard back as Jacob Wilson easily takes that first place position away. As a lead swaps for the third time tonight. Actually, the fourth time tonight, excuse me. We saw Flowers up there, Minch up there, Wilson up there. Pacey Wajan obviously starting in pole position. So Pacey Wajan fell back quite a bit, already in the 7th place position, but he's right behind his good teammate Rodney Ayers. And these, like I mentioned before, these guys are really good at Super Speedways. They're just kind of hanging back right now, not getting involved in any wrecks or anything like that early on. We'll see how this plays out. How racy these guys get for the stage though. That's gonna be about 20 or so laps. Not a lot of moves so far this race. Saw Wilson make a move for the race lead on Jimmy Minch, but that's really it. Everyone just kind of followed the leader so far. Not a lot happening. We can't change right there. Kind of a little further back from the back pack. Those two kind of just a little bit further back from Pacey Wygent than most other drivers. Here comes Tristan Bayer. He's kind of getting to the outside lane. Sap 2 have a pull away a little bit. As here comes Rodney Ayers and Pacey Wygent. Mentioned them before. And here they go. The top side, Pacey Wygent really in that back bumper, pushing Rodney Ayers really hard on the outside lane. Looking for the race lead here on lap number 8. Kind of a little separated now. They were bumper to bumper through turn 3 and 4. Now about half a car length separated. Some coming to turn 1 and 2. Ayers pushing, kind of side draft Tristan Bayer right there. Continuing to side draft him. Down the back straight they go to get the momentum off of 2. Slowly but surely closing the gap on Jacob Wilson for that race lead. Here's Minch, almost got to the left rear of Jacob Wilson. As Rodney Ayers still trying to hold on, but they kind of fell back a little bit too much. They kind of got disconnected there. We could probably try to get another run here at it. As they slot back in line, we tried a little bit as here comes Ayers actually has a good run on inside lane. They go back to the outside. They try to make it work again. Kind of got a little separated last time by. So here they go. Pacey Wygent all on the rear end of Rodney Ayers. They'll push him hard through turn 3 and 4. It's a most squirrely, but looking quick right now as they're side by side for the race lead. Jacob Wilson now has a challenge on the outside lane. Rodney Ayers, will he lead lap number 10? And he will. New race leader Rodney Ayers and Pacey Wygent. They're going to clear Jacob Wilson. They'll slot in first and second. What a move there from 6th to 1st, all in about 1 lap. There's a second attempt at it, but got it right the second time. Good Pillar making a move on the outside lane of Cheney, Bobby Blowers, and Johnny Kite. As these four side by side kind of slowing each other up, side drafting each other. Not exactly the move you want to be making here. The stage points are the top 10, especially for Donnie Kite and Bobby Blowers especially, who's fighting for that championship's position. He's only 15 points back from Pacey Wajan, so if Pacey Wajan has a bad finish in tonight's race, Blowers has a chance in the finale at Auto Club, as there's Blowers getting a good show from Kenneth Cheney. Greg Pillar slots in behind them. Back out front, here comes Jacob Wilson. He has no help, so he's going to probably fall back all the way down to 9th place unless someone helps that 51 machine. As there he goes, falling all the way back. Pillar might come up to the outside lane and help that 51. Looks like he will. No, they slot back inside on the lane. Now we have 9 car train in the bottom. Still here, coming through halfway through stage number 1. And here comes the outside lane. Kenneth Cheney, Jacob Wilson, Greg Pillar. As Cheney slots back in line, as some of you guys do not really want to commit to the outside lane and want to just gain a few positions at a time, but Wilson kind of side draft at 76 of Kenneth Cheney. Once that lead back, that was taken from him from Rodney Ayers and Pacey Wajan. Wajan doing a great job just pushing Ayers, not letting anyone really get. Does actually go up high now. Trying to use the outside lane. Try to run the outside, run the wall maybe even. As on the outside lane, the inside lane forming. You see it at most super speedways. It's 4 cars in the bottom, 5 cars up top. Wajan really pushing Ayers right now. The outside lane. On the inside lane is Jimmy Minch and Tristan Bayer. Not working too well together. Kind of a little separate from those two. They haven't really been bump drafting too well with each other. As here goes Wilson out to the bottom in front of Minch. They try to get that race lead back. He led a few laps early on in this race. And he's back to the bottom lane, leading that bottom lane. The outside lane just prevailing so much. You have so much more cars in the outside lane, creating a lot more drag opportunities. They're now 3 wide for 5th place. As here comes Donnie Kett to the top side. As now there's 3 wide, 2 by 2 deep. The Space Wajan got a bit loose there. And so here comes Wilson out to the race lead. The nose out in front. As Rodney Ayers side drafts that 51 machine. Wilson gonna fall back just a little bit as Pacey Wajan gonna get on the rear end of Ayers. Gonna push him. Those 2 are clear. Will they slot down to the bottom lane? Doesn't look like they will. The Content ran that middle of the top side. Now the bottom has 5 drivers. Can they catch up to Pacey Wajan and Rodney Ayers? They're tandeming out in front. Now they're kind of a little separated right now. But they're kind of just sitting ducks out in front by themselves. So here comes Donnie Kick to the outside lane, goes side, just Wajan. Oh, there goes Kenneth Cheney around in the middle of the pack, right in front of Bobby Blowers, and that's going to bring out the caution. First one of the night. As it looks like he might have just got pushed, a little push gone wrong there by Bobby Blowers. Let's take a look at that one. Wow, very, looks like it was a little bit of neck code there. Very weird incident there. Not sure exactly what happened. Kenneth Cheney kind of just hit nothing there and spun around. Doesn't look like he had too bad damage on the left rear. So he should be able to get that repaired up and get competitive again. But that's going to bring up the first caution of the night. Will we see pit stops here with about 8 laps to go in stage number 1? It looks like Rodney Ayers stays out. Everyone else, but Rodney Ayers and Jimmy Minch down pit lane. Not sure how close fuel is in the situation here, but probably enough to make these guys want to come down pit lane. Looks like some of them going to actually be taking tires here. That's Greg Pillar. Took fuel only, same with Donnie Kite. As track position, not the most important thing here at Talladega, but definitely means something a little bit. It looks like Tristan Bader may have got speeding there as he had to let Bobby Flowers by. As we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for the green flag. As we're back here live at Talladega, as juice going as happens. Rodney Ayers chooses the outside lane, Blowers on the inside. Blowers looking for those good stage points. He needs them to stay in this championship fight. He's only 15 points back from Pacey Wygent. So he does have a chance at this championship. With Nick Papiak not showing up here tonight's race, he was only 5 points back from Pacey Wygent. So unfortunately for Nick Papiak, he had a really good chance of taking the fight to Pacey Wygent, but not showing up tonight really hurt those chances and basically eliminated him from contention. But pace car is off. We got about 5 laps to go in this stage. Remember, it's when we cross the line to finish lap 24, the start of lap 25 is when that stage yellow flies. And here we go, green flag in the air. Ayers got easily clear Blowers, and he might bring Minch with him. And Minch is going to sit the outside lane of Ayers, not going to look to the inside lane. Ayers on the top. Gonna go back to the bottom now with Minch. There's Donnie County on the outside lane. As it's Ayers, Minch, and Blowers, your top three right now. As Pacey Wajent getting walled on the outside by Kenneth Cheney. Kenneth Cheney side drafting Pacey Wajent, not letting him by. That's gonna really hurt Pacey Wajent as he falls all the way back to last place. He only has 4 laps. Oh, even more contact between him and Kenneth Cheney. These two not happy with each other, and they really separate from the pack here. As Pacey Wajent gets in the back end of Kenneth Cheney. Kenneth Cheney in the outside wall, blowing up, and that's gonna bring out the yellow. And Kenneth Cheney. Yeah, the reset here. All kind of started down off of turn 4. Wajent slightly got into Kenneth Cheney. Kenneth Cheney up the racetrack. He went kind of low retaliation from that. Side drafting Pacey Wajent down the racetrack. Pacey Wajent returns the favor again. Cheney kind of doors Pacey Wajent up the racetrack again. Pacey Wajent slots and slide. Kind of, I think, don't know if he intentionally meant to do that, but I mean, definitely, probably wasn't not unintentional. Yeah, I mean, kind of just hooked the 76 in the outside wall and around. Kenneth Cheney went. Balloon engine had the tow, and he's out of this race here tonight. As that does not end the stage, I believe. We have a 1-lap shootout here to decide the stage winner. But we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the flag. As we're back here at Talladega, Jacob Wilson will be on in first place here on the inside lane. Behind him is Bobby Blowers. It's coming to lap number 25. Greg Puller on the outside lane. As pace car turning to the hard left turn in the pit lane. Green flag is out on their way back here at Talladega. As Wilson on the outside lane, good job covering off Greg Pillar. Now Bobby Blowers all by himself on the inside, really with not much help. You have Minch and Tiny cut in the inside lane, but they're not to his back bumper yet. As Wilson working both lanes now about to the inside lane. As Greg Puller, Jacob Wilson, side by side now for the race lead. As Blowers all the way to the bottom, has to go to the apron to avoid Jacob Wilson. I think he just got too big of a run there. And Wilson kind of, I think he just maybe bumped him the wrong way or possibly, but he cannot afford to lose the draft here, because that basically eliminates his entire shot at the championship if he loses the draft. But it looks like he still has Pacey Wygant working with him. He's going to get Pacey Wygant's shaft down the front straight away. Now we only have two cars on the top side. We got Tristan Bayer and Greg Pillar. Good morning. The outside lane forming up yet again. Here comes Ayers and Pacey Wygant. Bobby Blowers behind them. As 3 wide goes Tristan Bayers. Splits Greg Pillar as Ayers gonna work with Pillar. As Tristan Bayer gonna fall all the way back down to 6th, maybe 7th place. And he's on front of Pacey Wygant. Yes, he does. As Bayer tries to split middle there. Not able to, as that kind of splits up the outside lane as Jacob Wilson continues to lead here on the bottom. As there it goes, Minch to the top side. Wilson gonna block, goes up, shuts the door on Minch. Here comes Pillar with the shove. Gets Minch a little loose. There's a 3 wide now for 3rd. As they shuffle way to the back, Tristan Bayer, Johnny Kite. As here comes Minch to the bottom of Jacob Wilson. As Rodney Ayers going to work with Minch here. Here comes Pacey Wygant. As Minch now takes the race lead, as Ayers pushing him. As Wilson now on the top side, Pillar pushing him. Pillar gets him a little loose there on into 3 and 4. As Wilson to lead that lap barely over Jimmy Minch. Can he clear Minch though? And if he does, will he even go to the bottom, or does he like Greg Puller working with him on the top side? As we're almost halfway through this race, next time by, 2 by 2 through the whole field. It's Minch and Ayers pushing the bottom, and Greg Puller and Jacob Wilson on the top. As Wilson gonna get blocked by Minch, as Minch runs out of room, as Wilson now to the very, very top side, 3 wide. As Ayers gonna take the lead with Pacey Watson right behind him, pushing. Yet again, these two working together very well at the Super Speedways. Saw earlier in this race they were able to push their way to the front. Now they're back up here, halfway through. "30 laps to go." As a single foul out. We also have pit stops coming here shortly. Not sure how long the fuel run is here at Talladega. I'm guessing it's going to be probably around 20 or so laps. As the back-to-back kind of spread out a little bit, Greg Puller, Tristan Beer, Jacob Wilson. Very spread out here in the back, 7th and 8th. Puller has a sniff of the drop from Donnie Kite, but will be enough to make him keep him up there. Looks like it will, but can Tristan Beer and Jacob Wilson work together well enough to catch up to the top 6? Or have they lost the draft completely? And still, Pacey Watch and Ron Ayers working together really well, but Bobby Blauer's in 3rd place there. Still on the hunt as Greg Puller fell back way back to Tristan Bayer and Jacob Wilson. I think these 3 drivers are going to try to work together, try to catch back up to this main pack. But I don't know if it'll be enough. They're about 1.7 seconds back from Donnie Kite. Oh! As Greg Puller around the back there. He did a 360 possibly, as caution is out. As hard licking the outside wall he goes. That's going to bring out the yellow. Looks like just a bad shove from Tristan Bayer, and Greg Puller hard on the outside wall. Broke his right front steering, I believe. He's got to use his fast spare if he hasn't already. It doesn't look like he has. That brings out the yellow here. Looks like they're waiting for the pace car here. Past these drivers. As there it is. As I'm guessing we're going to be seeing pit stops here with 25 or 26 stops to go. About to be 25. Right on that fuel cutoff, I believe. Or will we? Looks like we will. Rodney Ayers may have passed Space Car before getting to the cones, but not quite sure. This Pacey looks like Jacob Wilson first off pit lane. Fuel only right there for that 51 machine. Everyone else takes 4 tires in their fresh tank of fuel. Space Wise is still in the pit lane there. Might be repairing some damage. As these guys form back up, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for the green flag. As we're back here at Talladega, pit stops just happened here, and Jacob Wilson in first place. Bobby Blowers on his outside lane. Donnie Kite in third. Jimmy Minch in fourth. As I don't believe fuel will be an issue for the rest of this one, so 24 laps to the finish here if we don't have overtime. Pace car about to turn on the pit road here. As there the pace car goes. Who will be able to win here tonight? You see Pacey Wygent, Rodney Ayers in the back there. watch out for those two gyros. Those two have been very, very good. I mentioned multiple times tonight at Super Speedways. And they get done once again here at Talladega. And there goes Wilson on the loud pedal. He's got easily be able to clear Blowers on the outside lane. Donnie Kite gonna push him. But Bobby Blowers has some help in the outside lane from, I believe that's Jimmy Minch right there in fourth place. Restarted fourth place, excuse me. As Wilson goes up the block. Not enough though, as Blowers gets to the outside lane. He's got to take the race lead away from Wilson. Will he slot down to the inside lane if he's clear? Will he be clear? You go to turn 3 and 4. Doesn't look like as Minch really pushing Bobby Blowers on the outside lane. Still 2x2 for the first 3 rows. There's Rodney Ayers and Pacey Wygant 7th and 8th right now. They go back up to the top there. 2x2, 3 cars deep. As Kite gives Wilson a good shove, but not enough as here comes the outside lane of Minch and Blowers. Blowers getting a really good shove from Minch. Will he slot down to the inside lane? No, he will not. He's got to stay up to the top side. He might. Nope. Actually, Minch goes bottom. Blowers stays top. Jimmy Minch go look for the race lead. As actually Blowers blinking out as Greg Pilley go to the top side because of that. But Blowers still ahead. Willie slot down in front of Minch. They work together well in the outside lane, but Blowers got to be content to stay on that top side. So they come down the back straight away. The outside lane really forming well. Doing a great job. Greg Pilley, Bobby Blowers doing a great job pushing each other on the outside lane. Can Blowers hold on for a monumental win for his season? He's got a really good points day if he can hold on to this win. The outside lane still the better lane right now. Minch doing a good job staying on the inside. He's not falling back a lot, but he's just not able to get that big of a run on the inside lane that we probably want. And so here goes Donnie Kite and Jacob Wilson to the top side. As here comes Rodney Ayers and Pacey Wygant. He kind of just swapped lanes right there. As Blowers gonna go down to the bottom now. Can Greg Pilley hold on? He will not. He's got to hang on to the outside lane, but he's not gonna be able to get to the inside. As now Bobby Blowers on the inside lane. Rodney Ayers behind him, and behind Rodney Ayers is Pacey Wygant. Under 20 laps to go. A single file out here. When will the move be made, and who will make it? If I was a betting man, I'd be watching Pacey Wygant or Rodney Ayers here. See who one of those two drivers makes a move. There's just an inside train on the bottom. Here comes Ayers. Go look to the outside, but not gonna make it. Tickets now goes to the bottom. So here comes the outside lane. That's Jacob Wilson, Donnie Kite, as Minch drops down to through the middle. Go fall back all the way to last place. Again, Ayers still on the back bumper of Blauer as the outside lane. Jacob Wilson, Donnie Kite try to do something, but kind of just failed right there. They just didn't have enough people. Seems like you need about 4 people in one lane to make something work here. It's coming to 16 laps to go. Go on board with Rodney Ayers here. See what he's seeing. Not really lifting a lot here for that 17 machines. Here comes Spacey Wygen out to the top side. No help on the outside lane, as here comes Mitch and Jacob Wilson, but they're kind of a little further back as Spacey Wygen going to fall down to 4th, maybe even 5th, but here comes Minch with a shove. Now we got 4 cars on the top side now and 4 on the bottom. But can they do anything to catch up to his top 3 cars of Bobby Lowers, Rodney Ayers, and Tristan Bayer? Looks like they will a great show from Minch here, the Pacey Wygen. As they're tandeming up the top side. Not able to get side by side with Tristan Bayer, but slowly but surely closing the gap. As here comes Pacey Wygen with a great show from Jimmy Minch off of 4, all the way down to the front straightaway, and Pacey Wygen side by side with Bobby Blowers. Pacey Wygen now clear on the inside lane. Will he take it? Will he just stay top with Jimmy Minch? Minch, I think he just blew up. Jimmy Minch slowing way down. I think that 94 machine just blew his engine, pushing Minch. Pushing Wygen that much. That's what happened. Looks like it did. And Jimmy Minch, night is over for him as the battle out front continues. Single file out right now. Here comes Donnie Kite and Jacob Wilson on the top side. Trying to make something here, something work on the outside lane with 13 laps to go. There's a lot of movement in the back there. Donnie Kite and Jacob Wilson, those drivers, those two have been really trying to make that outside lane work with those just by themselves, but they haven't really been able to do much. As the top three continues to pull, it's Pacey Wagent, Flowers, and Ayers. Kind of tandeming out front, but we saw Jimmy Minch blow his engine, so that's one thing you always want to watch out for. Jimmy Minch going up the race speed right now. I don't know if he'll be able to be with the elite pack. It doesn't look like he will, as he's way off pace. He's about 20 miles per hour slower than the rest of the field. As here comes Blower now for the race lead. Side by side, Pacey Wagent hung out to dry. As Bayer gonna clear him. Here comes Wilson. He's gonna get him the space, and Pacey Wagent gonna slot down in the 4th place. Here comes Wygen out to the top side. Jacob Wilson finds him, giving the great shove. 10 laps to go. Pacey Wagent still side by side with Jacob Wilson. Wilson getting a great shove from Bobby Blowers. Now in the single digits with laps to go here. 9 to go. As Ayers getting a bit loose from a push from Tristan Bayer. As inside lane, just single file out. Pacey Wagent on the outside trying to do something, but no one went with him. As they slot back down. As Greg Player way off the racetrack with, way off the pace, I mean. He's with Jimmy Minch. I think he fell back a little bit there. And lost the draft, but now it's a 6-car battle for the race lead with 7 laps to go coming this time by. As Pacey Wagent again trying to get to the outside lane, try to do something. Side drive Johnny Kite, but no one's going with him. 7 laps to go. Here comes Tristan Bayer. He's gonna try to push that number, that 00. As here comes Ayers, they split Wilson outside. Here comes Flowers down to the bottom. As Wilson goes from the lead down the 5th. As they split Wilson 3 wide. As Flowers getting loose from a push from Ayers. Ayers lets him back at the racetrack, but that gives Pacey Wagent the race lead all the way from last, or 6th place in this case, to 1st. And 1 lap pretty much, as here comes Jacob Wilson go for the race win. Two by two for the first 4, as Wilson finally clears Wygent as he goes back to the race lead now. A side by side still. 2 rows, 3 deep. 5 laps to go. Wygent looking to the top side now. Azoo! That's a Johnny Kite in the outside wall there. I think he got a bad push from Tristan Bayer. That slots out everyone as Bayer and Kite go back to the bottom. So here comes Blowers down to the inside lane. Side by side for the race lead. Blowers with no help though. He's got to clear Wygent up the racetrack. He goes. Wygent can give him a shove. Here comes Ayers behind Wygent. Here comes Wygent on the outside line of Flowers. Has big push from Rodney Ayers and Tristan Bayer on the outside lane. As now they're tandeming, they're all up to the top side now. As here comes the Jacob Wilson, Donnie Kite, now to the inside lane. They're the first ones to make a move. No one goes with them as the top 4 are just staying single file on the top side. As coming to 2 laps to go this time by. As here comes Wilson, Kite, still trying to make the inside lane work. The side draft at the Rodney Ayers, 2-car tandem out in front with Bobby Blowers and Pacey Wygent. As the top 3 is still working out very well. 1.5 laps to go here. Will they make it to the white flag this time by? Still training the top side. Bobby Blowers still in the race lead. So here comes Wilson, knocked out to the bottom lane, trying to make something happen. He has no help. Donnie Kite a little too far back to help out. As a white flag in the air this time by. Will anyone make a move? And if so, when? Here comes Jacob Wilson again looking for the inside lane. He's been the only driver looking at the inside lane. How late will they make the move? The finish line's a little further back, so they have time. Through 3 and 4. Flowers still getting a good shot from Pacey Wygent. As here comes Bears, but he has no help. Off of turn 4. Wygent just pushing Bobby Blowers right now. Down to the bottom of the racetrack they go. I don't think he's have enough. Bobby Blowers through the travel. He's gonna win here tonight at Talladega. Pacey Wygent second, and Rodney Ayers rounding out your top 3. Didn't look like anyone really made a move too late. I think Pacey Wygent was just thinking bigger picture. And yeah, I think he was just thinking bigger picture here of the championship battle. If he just doesn't get wrecked, he has a chance at a good points day, and he did. Bobby Blowers still ended up winning, but didn't close the points lead that much over Pacey Wygent. But it's Blowers' is 3rd win of the season. He won at Phoenix and at Homestead earlier this season, but his first Super Speedway of the year, or of the season I should say, for Bobby Blowers. And he's got burnt down here on the front straightaway. What a win for Blowers, and we'll be right back for our top 3 interviews. Back here live at Talladega, we're going to be speaking to our top 3 interview of top 3 finishers here in tonight's race. Hello, Bobby. I copy.
Yep.
So you get the win here tonight at Talladega. third one of the season, and this really helps you in your championship battle with Pacey Wygen here. You're 15 points down coming into this tonight's race, and you kind of close the gap here. What does it mean for you tonight to win here at Talladega?
Oh, that's huge. That just means I have a little bit more to make up at Auto Club to try to get it done, but getting the win here is big deal for the title, and obviously happy to get out of the slump I've been in since Homestead earlier the year.
Yeah, no one really made the move there. I don't know if you guys kind of just working together, just happy with where you're finishing. Talk us through that last few laps there.
Um, I was honestly just riding in out front and waiting for somebody to make a move and trying to make a plan in my head, but it was so hard too those last couple laps. Uh, I didn't think Basie was going to stick with me, but I'm sure glad he did.
Yeah, speaking of Auto Club, you talked about it a little bit. How you feel about next week for the finale Auto Club?
I'm pretty comfortable there. I haven't ran it in a good while, but definitely gonna have to get some practice laps in and see what I can do.
Anyone I think for tonight's win out here at Talladega?
Yeah, PBR Racing. Uh, had some teammates out there tonight, obviously. Blink Designs. That's me. Hit me up if you want to paint. 213similar.com. New shirt in stock for HTL Hammer Down Truck Series title with that truck. Of course, my friends Greg Pillar and Tristan Bear. You guys in the booth, and yeah, all the series admins. That was a good one.
Congrats on your win here tonight, and we'll see you for the championship race next week at Auto Club.
Yeah, thank you.
So as your race winner here tonight, Bobby Blowers, we got to speak to our second place finisher, AC Wygen. So Pace, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
You round yourself off in the second place. Almost got the race win here tonight at Talladega. Anything you think you could have done differently there in the last few laps to get the race win?
Uh, no, it just kind of came down to whoever went with you, and if the car behind you didn't go with you but went with the guy to the inside, that's kind of the way it was with the smaller field. I think a lot of that has to do with the Xfinity race that was going on tonight, and just kind of unfortunate. Um, but no, I gave it all I could. Rodney decided to go with Bobby there at the end, and that's just all she wrote for me. So, congrats to Bobby, though. He definitely deserved it. Had a really fast car tonight.
Yeah, you were up there quite a bit. You and Ronnie's worked pretty well together. Well, next week we go to Auto Club for the championship race. You most likely you're definitely gonna be the points leader going to next week. What are your thoughts at Auto Club, and how can you seal your championship run here?
Well, points have already been updated, and I'm only 10 ahead of Bobby. So still anybody's championship. But definitely just gotta go points racing next week. Not gonna put myself in any crazy, position or anything like that. Just run my race, and if we make it to the checkered, we should be good.
And congrats on your second place finish here tonight. Anyone I think for this good run.
Oh yeah, I got a huge shout out to PBR Racing. 1, 2, 3 tonight. Actually 1, 2, 3, 4 tonight. Look at that, Tristan Bear up there. Um, Shout out to Airs Design, the Fast Gas Podcast, you for broadcasting every week, even when iRacing's being difficult for you. Shout out to just everybody who makes this possible. The fiance and both kids for letting me do this each and every week, and I think that about does it for this week.
Yeah, congrats on your second place finish tonight, and we'll see you next week at Auto Club for the championship race.
All right, thank you.
That was Pacey Wygent, our third place finisher here tonight. And we're going to bring in our third place finisher, Rodney Ayers. Finding himself out in the third place. He almost had second. He was about 20 or 12 thousandths of a second short of it. So we'll see if we can bring him into the booth here. Hello, Ronnie. I copy.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Finishing off in third place here tonight. Almost got Pacey Wagent there. 12 thousandths of a second short. Anything you could have done differently to try to get up to Bobby Blowers or maybe even get up to second?
No, I didn't have any help from behind. I know Tristan, he pulled out a little too early to make anything happen, and I was kind of put in a catch-22 situation there. I didn't know which teammate to push, so the way I looked at it was I already pushed Pacey to the win at the beginning of the season, so I guess I'd help Bobby out this time.
Yeah, speaking of some teamwork, how important was teamwork here in tonight's race? We saw a little bit of that early on with you and Pacey Wagent pushing each other to the front a few times actually, but overall, this race, how important was teamwork?
Well, me and Pacey, we're always, if it's a plate track race, me and Pacey's always going to be with each other. Him and I we work really well together. But tonight, there wasn't really any point to the team play, I guess you'd say, because we didn't have that big of a field. It was, we was basically just racing around, having a good time more than anything. A little unfortunate that we didn't have that many people show up, but it's my fault because we scheduled the race on the same night as an Xfinity race. So.
Well, you still found good speed here and got third place here tonight. Anyone to thank for tonight's good run?
Oh yeah, I gotta congratulate Bobby on his win. I think he's a little bit closer to Pacey in the championship now. Gotta thank all my teammates over at PBR, of course. Gotta shout out my Airs Designs. I gotta shout out Juicy Spider Gaming. Gotta shout out Fastcast Podcast and shout you guys out for broadcasting every week.
Yep, and thank you and congrats on your third place finish here tonight at Talladega. We'll see you next week for the championship race at Auto Club.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
That was Rodney Ayers, our third place finisher for tonight. We're going to take a quick look at your final results. I think a 9-car field officially was the tally there. And let me get these results here up on your screen. And there they are. It says Richmond for some reason, but it's Talladega. But anyways, Bobby Blowers in first place, Pacey Wagent second, Rodney Ayers third. Spoke to all three of those drivers. They were all within a tenth of a second, half a tenth of a second, pretty much. Christian Bayer fourth, Jacob Wilson fifth, Donnie Kite sixth, Greg Pillar seventh, Jim Minch blew him engine 2 laps down, finishing eighth. Kenneth Chaney also blew his engine 40 laps down in ninth. Let's get rounding out here tonight. We do have the points updated, so let me pull them up here real quick and I can run them down. We got Pacey Wagent in first, Bobby Blowers in second, 10 points behind Pacey Wagent. Jimmy Minch in third, 32 points behind Pacey Wagent. Rodney Ayers fourth, 45 points behind Pacey Wagent. And Nick Hapiak, 49 points back. That's their top 5 in the points, but really, realistically, it's only good between Pacey Wagent and Bobby Blowers for the championship race. Next, we got Auto Club, and I believe it is an 80-lap race. No, it's a 75-lap race, so close enough. Stage lap 30, so 75 laps next week to decide the champion. 150 miles, so we'll see you next week at Auto Club. Our next broadcast will be Wednesday night in the ARC cars at Phoenix for the Superstar ARCA Cup Series. So we'll see you guys Wednesday night, and so on.